Database accessed. Establishing uplink.
Alicia Coswald, former teacher from my old stomping grounds in Brooklyn. Shade reached out to her while she was enlisted in the Army before she graduated college and got her first teaching gig. It wasn't long after she became an educator that the dollar flu hit. As we've seen pretty regularly, Alicia found reason to quit the division and went BTSU when things seemed the most dire. She was actually caught, imprisoned, and interrogated by Faye, but it seems like it was fragile Faye who came out of the encounter different. Something in that meeting let Alicia know Faye could be turned, and it was why she reached out to Schaefer with the idea of bringing Lau on with the Black Tusk. Tracking Alicia down in New York wasn't too difficult.
How do you lose the Pentagon?
How do you lose a bioreactor?
You know, I still can't tell if it's incompetence or a leak.
A leak?
Someone on the inside leaking intel to the division.
Why would you say something like that?
Makes more sense than Wyvern losing the antivirals and random agents getting lucky.
Wyvern wasn't stable on the best of days.
For an elite squad, our comms should be secure. We shouldn't be having these leaks. Isaac's good, but he's not that good. There's no way that we should be compromised like this.
Maybe someone programmed a backdoor into our comms relay, just pumping intercepted radio to some data analyst in a basement under the Lincoln Memorial.
Makes sense.
Viper, I was kidding. Jesus.
When we did find Circe, based on her call sign, I guess it made sense that she'd be surrounded by a bunch of dudes. A lot of good that did. And
Rogue agent neutralized.
okay, maybe not. So here we are. Faye Lau, our former Division Midtown commander. You know, I gave you a lot of praise for all you did in New York. And at the time, I wouldn't have minded the exaggeration on your dossier, like you being responsible for liberating Midtown and reclaiming Lower Manhattan. Kinda hard to do that on one leg. But it's kinda like when you said you buried Keener. I'm starting to think you wrote your own profile. Here's what bothers me though, Faye. I can appreciate your apologies to Benitez and Rhodes over your level of guilt and justification for taking out the acting president. But where was our apology? Where was the sorry to the agents that served under your command that helped track down and find your sister Heather and bring her to safety as a personal favor to you? You forgot all we did. No last dialogue. Instead, you left behind guesswork to reasons why. You don't think most of us would have been okay with taking down Ellis? He's obviously a traitor, and only God knows what he was planning to do to hit the reset button on our country. Maybe you had a good reason for keeping us in the dark. I mean, maybe you only ever saw us as a means to an end. A bunch of guns and skills with no need for a voice. And when it came time to trust us with the biggest decision of your life, well, you blinked. You did all you could to end us. You tried to fly away in style while you did. And it's why we didn't mind using our latest pulse skill to finish you off. There's obviously some loose ends to tie up, especially with the chain of command being all busted up like Kelso said. However, for all you did back then in New York, Agent Faye Lau, come in. Agent Faye Lau, please respond. This is the final call for Agent Faye Lau. End of watch. End entry.